Dark Star, released March 30th, 1974, directed by the legendary John Carpenter in his directorial debut, written by Carpenter and Dan O'Bannon, who went on to work on Star Wars, Alien, Dead and Buried, Return of the Living Dead, and Total Recall, starring O'Bannon and Michael Myers himself, Nick Castle, as the beach ball alien. We learn immediately that our team of astronauts are 18 parsecs away, which apparently equals to a 10-year delay in messages. Scientifically accurate? No clue. But it's a fun little thing to start with. We also discover that there is a radiation leak in the ship, and their request for shielding is denied, which I guess kind of makes sense, because if they're 10 years away message-wise, how long would it actually take to send them the shielding? By the time they actually get it, they might be dead. So according to some text on a computer screen, the Dark Star is a scout ship, but this scout ship destroys planets. That's the mission. Destroy unstable planets so that cannot be colonized in the future if need be. So the computer soon announces that it's taking over the ship to navigate the ship through an asteroid storm. But the crew has to manually activate the defenses because the computer's actually broken. What? The bomb section of the ship, the thing that actually shoots the explosives at the unstable planets, it has its own computer with its own personality. And it's ridiculous. I love it. There's a whole lot of technical jargon until it is time to feed the alien. And that's where our infamous alien appears. Literally a painted beach ball with rubber feet attached. And honestly, the fact that Nick Castle performed as it honestly makes the whole thing even better. The alien escapes, and there's a humorous scene of it like fucking with one of the astronauts, like screwing around with them, and it's funny as hell. And then in chasing the alien, there's more humor, as there's a funny ass fight inside of an elevator shaft, and he eventually shoots it with a tranquilizer gun, and it literally deflates like the beach ball that it is. It's so amazing. At one point, one of the crew members is telling a story, and you can tell it's like something that like means something to him, but the rest of them are just dead ass ignoring him. And it's hysterical. In trying to repair the ship because shit's going down, and get the computers under control because both of them are starting to do their own thing, the crew is shown to be the bumbling fools that they actually are. And there's actually a very humorous scene of one of the crew arguing with the bomb computer. It's revealed early in the movie that the commander was killed in some kind of like short circuit, and it also destroyed all of the toilet paper on board, because why not? But it is then revealed that the commander is actually frozen in a block of ice. And that's the image that's on the movie poster. And there is just zero explanation as to why he is in this block of ice. The bomb soon just blows up the ship, because that's just what it feels like doing. And two crew members are outside of the ship, and the commander just ends up floating through space in his giant block of ice. And the film ends with one of the crew members surfing a piece of debris toward a nearby planet. Definitely more sci-fi than horror, but with this being the first directorial piece of horror legend John Carpenter, I decided to add it to my list. Dark Star is definitely a parody of sorts of 2001 Space Odyssey. It shares a lot of plot elements with the Stanley Kubrick classic, but goes about things in a more humorous way. Carpenter's always been good with adding humor in some of his films, but to me, this movie shows how funny he really is. Will the majority of the humor go over people's heads this day and age? Absolutely. But there's little elements that people will catch that'll get a little chuckle. The budget was so small that they used household items as props and costume pieces. Immediately recognizable are ice cube trays used as part of the ship, muffin trays as part of the spacesuits, and the infamous beach ball alien. It's not a great movie, though, to be completely honest with you. Being Carpenter's first directorial piece, he still had a lot to learn before he did Assault on Precinct 13 2 years later, and he didn't really hone his skills until Halloween hit in 1978. The acting, too, is not great, though it's not really a surprise as this started out as a student project, so everyone involved was still kind of learning their craft. The film, though, while it's definitely shoddy and a bit lame, the ridiculousness makes it into a fun watch. It's definitely one of those movies that's so bad that it's good. I give Dark Star a D+. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc. Craptacular Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.